भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः चपंडी भद्रं पश्येम यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनोभिः विषेम देवहितैर्यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ओम शांति शांति शांतिः
ओम अग्नेय शिपथाराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् योऽद्यस्मत्युराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम उक्तिं विधेम ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ओम ब्रह्मन् ब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मवर्चसी जायताम् आराष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूर इषव्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् तोग्रीते दुर्वोडा नड्वान् आशुः सप्तिः पुरन्दिर्योषा जिष्टुव्रतेष्टाः सपेयो युवा अस्य यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामे न पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवत्यो न ओषधयः पच्यन्त्यां योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमतो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तो ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः ओम तत्सत्. Beautiful. So we have been traveling to understand, having praised Lord Rudra with so many names, more than 300 formations or manifestations of God Rudra, and whom we have appeased. Actually, Rudra is Ghora, Ghoratara, Aghora, Aghoratara. All that aspect is there in Rudra. But we have appeased him with 11 Anuvakas, and he is ready to listen to our prayers. And so we are now again putting before him, before his feet, the list in another 11 Anuvakas, with complimenting him that chame, 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 aya, idukuda, idukuda, idikuda, idikuda, so that he will be noticing whatever has been added again and again and again. At a time, if a list is given, probably he will ignore. But when you say always this plus, this plus, this plus, then the mind will be alert to catch what more, what more, what more. So that kind of technique has been adopted by our rishis, especially when you deal with that Lord Rudra, who is Shiva, who is Mrutyunjaya, who is Adadadhanva, who is Kritivasa, etc. So all these manifestations and forms are there. And moreover, we have noted Rudra to be the controller of any and everything, at the same time, promoter of all sorts of activities in the universe. So to say that he is the guardian of the social order, world order, cosmic order, and again many more. In order that Sarvo Hyesha Rudraha Tasmai Rudraya Namo Namaha. We have made a complimenting that he is all in all. And so to Rudra, we just make one namaskara because Rudra and Surya both are identical. Tamro Aruna Bhuta Babrasu Mangalaha. You have noted in the very first paragraph itself that Rudra is a Tamra, Aruna, Sumangalaha. So though he is a Tamra and Aruna and all that, but he is Sumangalaha. That is, Mangala is ordinarily bringing us all auspiciousness, prosperity, health, and all that. But we must have some extraordinary outlook on that. And so, supposing Mangala were to be at danger, or at trouble, or at lacuna, then he is a Sumangala, he will immediately repair or provide healing. See that we always have a comfortable life. Therefore, you observe those people who are really devoted to Rudram or Surya Bhagavan, etc., they're all having a smooth life. And if at all there are ups and downs a little more in the life, that are also being corrected. Therefore, Rudram, we have noted that Rudra is all that. Now we have come to the Yajurveda, Saptava Prapataka, where it is all called a Vaiswadeva Kandam. In this, we have about 11 Anuvakas. We have covered the second Anuvakas, putting forth a lot of desires. And also the most important one in the third Anuvaka, which are about, that is the 36 desires we have noted, something like happiness here and hereafter, capacity to select and collect and protect all our belongings, and courage and chivalry. Courage is boldness. Chivalry is a stress-free life. You have to be relaxing always. You cannot keep always grim face or worried face or etc. But you must have that chivalryness. That is cutting always a happy face. Smita Purvam. And also we want to have a good Vedic knowledge, Vedic rituals, and reap the benefits of them. And we should also have the obedience, service, and also cultivation of various kinds of plants, agricultural operations, and also freed from body elements, avoid sentimental feelings more, and also we should avoid the untimely death. Ultimately, we said we must want peace. It's a very interesting enlisting of that. That's why whenever you do the third Anuvakam, which I have done, I think we covered, Shancha me, Mayascha me, Priyamcha me, Anukamascha me, Kamascha me, Saumanasascha me, Bhadramcha me, Shreyascha me, Vasyascha me, Yasascha me, Bhagascha me, Dravidamcha me, Janta cha me, Dhatta cha me, Kshemascha me, Dhrutischa me, Vishwam cha me, Mahascha me, Sambitcha me, Gnatram cha me, Suscha me, Prasuscha me, Siram cha me, Layascha ma, Rutam cha me, Mrutam cha me, Ayachman cha me, Namayachcha me, Jivaduscha me, Dirghayutvam cha me, Anamitrancha me, Abhayancha me, Sugancha me, Sayanancha me, Sushacha me, Sudinancha me. So in this manner, we have enlisted, and moreover, the person to whom we have submitted, he remembers our desires, although at times we forget what we asked. Generally, oh, what did I ask you? You put a question. But the person who listens to you, who can grant your wishes, you'll say, yes, yes, these are all the things that you have asked. Thereby, you see that we are trying to revise what has been asked by us. So in that 36 major desires, ultimately what we have asked in the third paragraph, that Sayanam, Susha, and Sudinam. That is, you must have a nice dream-free sleep. And in the dream-free sleep, really the body relaxes totally. And you can't enjoy the sleep also long time. You must also wake up for activity. Therefore, Susha Chame. Why Usha is mentioned? Because all people are requested to get up before the sunrise during the Usha Kala, and otherwise called as a Brahmi Muhurtam. And also it is said that 48 minutes before sunrise, the Brahmi Muhurtam begins. So supposing Suryodayam is around 6 o'clock or 6:15 or whatever it is, so go back to 48 minutes, and before that you should get up and be in the Upasana time. Do something happy activity during the Ushakala. Therefore, we always make a prayer in that Adna Vishnu Sajosha Semam Vardhantu Vam Giraha. The very opening inaugural prayer, the mantra tells you that Agni Vishnu, that Agni becomes a Vishnu, Rudra becomes a Vishnu. Vishnu means present any and everywhere. Sarvavyapaka, Vishnu. There is no place where he is not there. That's why he is called. Therefore, you make a prayer to Vishnu that Bahya Bhyantarataha Suchihi, Sandhya Vandana. You begin by saying that I want to be Suchi Bahihi Abhyantara. I want to be purified both outside and inside my body. When you take bath, it is outside. That is called outside, you are cleaned up because of water and soap and all that. But inside, who will do it? The same water. Varunopa Aghamarshanaha Si Panina Hyavamarusato. Well, the Veda is such a wonderful interlinked and supporting holistic approach that we try to get ourselves totally pure before we embark upon the Sandhya Vandanam or some such duty, because Surya Bhagavan is complimented Sandhya Vandana Vanditaha Surya. Whenever you want to do Vandanam to Surya Bhagavan, Sandhya Vandana is best. That's what. Anyway, like that, we are given that Susha Chame. Then the whole day is under your disposal. The moment Ushakala is over, the whole day until you go to again Sayanam, you have full activity. A number of aspects are there, number of works are there, and all that you have to have a Sukham, Sulabham, Sushto, in the sense that all things must smoothly go away. Something like your vehicle going upon a tar road or upon a cement road or a perfect road. So it is a Sudina, Sugam and Sudinam, both of them should happen. Now we have been doing in the fourth Anuvaka, and you see, after expressing so many Anuvakas, we come to the fourth Anuvaka, where again we have put lot of ideas and winds. So they are connected to our food, agriculture, and all that. So around 38 and more major desires have been submitted to the Paramatma, and starting from the food, because we have noted that annagataha pranaha annadvai imani bhutani jayante annam prayanti abhisambisanti iti. So all that annam is represented by the word urk. Urk is the food. So our jiva too, or our ways of living, our prosperity and our health, everything depends upon the food you consume. Yes, this month, October, you are having wonderful talk on food and their technology, the management, selection, etc. All that will be discussed, I think, by one scholar who is a food professor in the Columbia University. And you must wait for the 24th October, where at 7 o'clock she will be delivering wonderful talk upon the food technology. Because therefore, how much important is that see, we have got Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha. The Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya is human. The Pranamaya Kosha is all creatures. If a dog is offered food, is absolutely blissful. But elephant is not like that. You may offer food, but you have to do more service to the elephant. So elephants are like, the gods are like elephants. They don't oblige you immediately unless you cajole them, unless you make prayer to them, unless you do. But ordinary people are there who are just very happy, just giving one food and all that. So in this slokam, you have seen Orchame, Sundruta Chame. Please repeat once this passage. Om Urchame, one time. Urchame, Sundruta Chame, Payaschame.
Urchame, Sundruta Chame, Payaschame.
Rasaschame, Ghrutanchame, Madhuchame, Sakhischame.
Rasaschame, Ghrutanchame, Madhuchame, Sagdischame.
Sapitischame, Krishischame, Vrishtischame, Jaitranchama.
Sapitischame, Krushischame, Dristischame, Chaitranchama, Jaitranchama.
Jaitranchama, Audhityanchame, Rayischame, Rayaschame.
Audhityanchame, Rayischame, Rayaschame.
Pushtanchame, Pushtischame, Vibhuchame.
Pushtanchame, Pushtischame, Vibhuchame.
Prabhuchame, Bahuchame, Bhuyaschame.
Prabhuchame, Bahuchame, Bhuyaschame.
Purnamchame, Purnataranchame, Akshitischame.
Purnanchame, Purnataranchame, Akshitischame.
Kuyavaschame, Nanchame, Akshuchame.
Kuyavaschame, Andanchame, Akshuschame.
Vrihayaschame, Yavaschame, Mashaschame.
Prihayaschame, Yavaschame, Mashaschame.
Tilaschame, Mudgaschame, Khalvaschame.
Tilaschame, Tilaschame, Mudgaschame, Tikalvaschame.
Godhumaschame, Masuraschame.
Godumaschame, Masuraschame.
Priyangavaschame, Navaschame.
Priyangavaschame, Navaschame.
Syamakaschame, Nivaraschame.
Shamakashchame, Nivarashchame.
So actually, we don't know how many things are available for us in nature. Unless you go to a wonderful market, then you come to know, oh, so this is there, this is there, this is there. That exactly is the knowledge provided by our rishis long years back. Therefore, they are, and moreover, what are the requirements for human happiness upon the earth? And what are the preparations to be done for continuation of happiness in other world? So here and hereafter, because we are never constant at any place. We think it is a permanent. Our permanent address is Brahmalokam. Though they ask you present address and present permanent address, it's only temporary question things. Even permanent address also changes. So here you observe so many important things have been enlisted here, and that is really interesting. So then we got about Urk, Sundruta, Payaha, Rasaha. I have explained already. And Ghrutam, Madhu, Saddhi, Sapiti, Krishi, Vrishti, Jaitram Audbhidyam, and Rai Rayaha, etc. All these things are necessary, and each one is a complementary to the other thing. Okati inkokatiki supporting గా ఉంటుంది. In a sense that you see that if you have got payaha, you must also want rasam. So payaha, rasam, and ghrutam, madhu, and krishi and vrishti. Krishi is agricultural operation, tilling the soil, sowing the seeds, etc. All that is krishi, which you work upon the ground, and in order to get us number of food products too. And for that, what is supportive is vrishti. Krishi is earth, Bhudevi Anugraha for krishi, and vrishti is Akasha Devata Anugraha. So Vachaspati is called Dupati, Vyomanathastamo Bhedi. You have gone through the Aditya Hridayam talk. There, Surya is called Vyomanatha. Vyomanatha is the chief controller of the entire cosmos and the activity in the cosmos. Nakshatra Grahataranam Adipo Vishwabhavanaha. Therefore, we got that vrishti, so much of rain. So, vrishti and jaitram chama audbhidyam chame. So, udbhidas are those mushrooms like which will come by themselves. And then raihi, rayaha. So, raihi is wealth. Raya is the manager of the wealth. You call him as Krishna Deva Raya. For example, among all great Indian kings, Krishna Deva Raya is there. Bukkaraya, we have got Bukkaraya Samudram near Anantapuram. So the places are going by the names of the great kings also. Anantapuram, Bukkaraya Samudram, Nagasamudram, etc. are there. So to say that they are the names and people, persons, all are immortalized by putting their names after the locations. So today you remember Mahatma Gandhi, you remember Lal Bahadur Shastri, 2nd October, because they have done a lot of importance and contribution for the India's growth. Mahatma Gandhi brought freedom, and Lal Bahadur Shastri did significant contribution within the short time of 10 months or something like that, being the Prime Minister. But so we remember. So it's called Vrishtischame and Raihi. Rai is the work. Raya is the administration, management, distribution, etc. All that is Raya. That's why Raya Vayam Rayas Poshena is Rigveda, Yajurveda tell you that you can only become the lords when you have got a land. So we call them as landlords, Bhuswamis, Bhupatis. And so Rayas Chame, and a replica of that, everybody will be having Raus. So Rao is a Sabdam which is taken by the Brahmins and other people, indicating that they belong to such great clan where their ancestors were rich at the same time, promoting the social order. Therefore, Rao, people are not simply satisfied, Subba, Subba Rao, Krishna, Krishna Rao, you understand? So we have got a Rao adding to the names, indicating that they are practically helpful, available people. Therefore, Rayaschame and Pushtam Chame, Pushtischame. Similarly, Pushtam under hips, plenitude. And Pushti, that is continuation of the plenitude of things in that. మా ఇంటిలో డబ్బాలన్నీ ఫుల్గా ఉండాలి, కందిపేడలు, ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్. మా అత్తగారికి కొంచెం తక్కువైతే అప్పుడే తెప్పించి మళ్ళీ నింపిన తర్వాత సో లిడ్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తే దే షుడ్ సీ ఫుల్ డబ్బా, నాట్ ఎంటీ ఆర్ హాఫ్ ఆర్ ఎనీథింగ్ మోర్. See, in earlier days, people had that kind of happy feeling that they don't want any tins or things to be empty or half empty or water empty like that. So I used to say once, when Srila said, It's still there, lot of things. No, it should be full. So go to shop, bring it, fill it up. So that's exactly what I think called as pushtihi. So always strong, available, and vibhuchame, prabhuchame, vibhutva. This is Shankaracharya said, vibhutvat sarvatra sarvendriyanam. So who is vibhu? Sarvatra sarvendriyanam vibhuhu prabhuhu. So Shankaracharya says, Chidananda Rupa Sivoham Sivoham. In the Nirvana Shatka, he says that how do you become a Chidananda Rupa? Very interesting question. So there is a lot of preparation before you declare yourself to be Chidananda Swarupa. If you want to enjoy the real bliss of your chit, the innermost region of the mind, it is not easy. Because if you are able to settle down your chit, then it's called Chidananda. So there are so many compartments of our mind. You should go deeper. But Lord Shiva is called to be Chidambara. Chideva ambaram yasya saha sivaha. The entire chit itself is ambara. Ambara is attire, robes. So he doesn't require any other ambaram, any other robes, but chit itself is his attire. And so Chidakasha, Chidagni, and the chit is there, and that is exactly what to be under control, kept under. So Vibhutvacha and Prabhutvacha. Prabhu is administration. So Prabhu is to take in note of the difficulty and positivity of everything and try to rectify and make it all right. So Prabhutva and Vibhutvam. So Prabhutva means governance, governor of a state and president of the country. And in spite of so many people available as administrators of land and all that, there will be super administrator. And the super administration is called Prabhu. And Vibhu is administrator also. And again, you come to the word Bahuschame, Bhuyaschame. Bahu means Anekam. Bhuyaha means more and more, though it is plenty, but that plentiness should not be stable. It should be added with one or the something like your bank balance. So the more and more you update your bank balance, interest will be increasing. So that is what Bhuyaha. Instead of keeping in your almara, put in the bank, it will have its own children, offspring. So interest will be added to that. That's what people say. So that's what is called Bhuyaha. That is, why Bhuyaha? Bhuyam, see, Bahupunyani. Upanishad says, Yavai Bhuma, Savai Sukha. Upanishad says that what is Bhuma, what is Bhuyaha, that is a matter of happiness, bliss. Therefore, our rishis know the manner how we can become happy. ನಾವು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನಿದ್ರೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಪಡಬೇಕು. Really, see what is that which will give you really happiness. And that's why Shankaracharya puts a question, kas santoshaha manava. See, you have so many santoshas. Tosha is trupti, santosha is extra trupti. And though there are number of things available in your pocket, in your house, in your environment, in your nature, etc., what is that exactly makes you happier? That's exactly the question by a Vedantin. A Vedantin is trying to see the truth and things behind it. Therefore, a Vedantin asks you, what is that which will make you really happy? So the Tattvam, Tattvanveshana. So Tattvamasi means Tvam Asi, you are that. And you are. Tvam Asi, you are. But what is that you are is the quest for all of us. That's why in Lalita Sahasranamam you get Tattvamarthaswarupini. So she is a Swarupam. She is a manifestation or a regular figure, whichever you want to know what is the truth about. So like that, here you have got the word Bhuyaschame. So with Bahu, we should not be satisfied. And Bahu should become Bhuya. And again, next one is that Purnanchame, Purnataranchame. So you talk about Purna Ahuti, Ahutis have been, you are offering so many oblations to fire to all gods. But you should also tell them, Baba, enough. Then you come to Majjigeyanna, Barsidre, oh, Indian Agoitanu Uta, and the conclusion. So, Masaranna Uta or Majjigeyanna Uta is a Purna Ahuti for our Uta system. So, all that will be concluded with that. That is the Indian, South Indian. So, many North Indians are appreciating many of the South Indian things. Prabhakargaru, my friends will be telling. So many. That's why South has got so many rich traditions and practices and all that customs. Because one of the reasons is that South is hardly attacked by the foreigners. All foreigners came and attacked North India and changed the culture. But South India is protected, more so the Kerala. So in Kerala, you can see more and more traditions comparatively protected. Andhra and all that. Anyway, let me not go. Purnam chame. Just now our Suryanarayana repeated. Purnamadaha, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamevadaya, Purnamevavasishyate. That exactly Purnamevavasishyate is said to be Purnataram chame. So, Purnataram chame means extra purity, extra fullness, extra totality, extra wholeness. So, you may sometimes leave some gap, lacuna, and okay, close the rate. No. Purnama ayinappatiki kuda nindipoyina kuda inkoncham overflow avdaniki scope pettaru. That is exactly what you call as Purnataram. So, gods are Purnataram people. And we are looking for Purnatvam. That's why you see in Purnahuti or anywhere, you always ask for plus things. So, Purnataram. Taram is the superlative degree. Purnataram is a superlative degree. Beyond that, there is no degree at all. So, total. That's why Purnataram chame. And Akshitis chame, Kuyavas chame. So, you want Chiti, and Chiti is the earth. And whatever products that you are going to get, and somewhere it is Akshut chame, say Akshitis chame, and Kuyavas chame. And Kuyava, and next you have got Annam chame, Achuchame. Yeah, this is exactly what is what. Anna ide, ade asuvilla, upayoga inide annadinda. Chikka makkalige hasuvechu, adults ge hasuvechu, mudukarige hasu kadimi. Adre mudukarige tumba chennagi badisidare, they will feel it a problem. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಊಟಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಸು ಬರಬೇಕು. Is it not? So chuchame, and therefore annam chame achuchame. So ಈ ಅನ್ನಂ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. So look at our Vedic rishis have given us prominently names of 11 dhanyas. 11 dhanyas have been mentioned here in this, beginning from paddy. They're all grains. Paddy, barley, black greens, then gingerlead seeds, green grains, castor oil seeds, wheat, white Bengal gram, then millets, small paddy, superior, and those which are grown in jungles very much. and excellent, and also superior paddy, small paddy, and then excellent roots upon in the earth, and readily available grains in jungles. Oh, so many things are there. Because you have to submit, for example, certain number of most required grains which will form food for beings living in the forest, living in the cities, living in the villages, living elsewhere. ఎంత బాగుంది కదండి. ఎవరెవరికి ఎట్టటువంటి ఫుడ్ కావాలో ఆయా ఫుడ్ గ్రెయిన్స్ అంతా చక్కగా రుద్రుని అనుగ్రహంతో మంచి మంచి వర్షాలతో మంచి మంచి ఫెర్టైల్ ల్యాండ్స్తో అవన్నీ చక్కగా రావాలి అని చెప్పి ప్రార్థన చేస్తారు. ఎవడన్నా చేస్తాడు ఇట్లా? సో దే గో టు డీటెయిల్స్ అండ్ మైన్యూట్ డీటెయిల్స్. ఎందుకంటే ఆల్ పీపుల్ సర్వే జనా సుఖినో భవంతు, లోకా సమస్తా సుఖినో భవంతు. వెన్ యు సే లైక్ దాట్, యు షుడ్ రియలీ మీన్ ఇట్. హౌ డు యు మీన్ దాట్? యు షుడ్ బి ప్రేయింగ్ that people wherever they are, they should be getting the annam. And what annam is obtained, and that annam has got to be well digested, assimilated, and become energy, urk. And all that, so all that, unless hunger to come back, you know how much time it requires. And your doctor and people say, that scientists say, it requires 4 hours for our food to digest. Therefore, we are always advised not to be keeping on eating. So there are also so many disciplines about eating habits. Ondottu ಊಟ ಮಾಡವನು ಯೋಗಿ, ಎರಡೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡವನು ಭೋಗಿ, ಮೂರನೇ ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡವನು ರೋಗಿ, ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ಹೊತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋನು ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗಾಗ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೇವ್ ಯಾರ್ಡ್ಗಾಗ್ಲಿ. Because our stomach also is a Paramatma. Paramatma can tolerate all good things up to a limit. Therefore, we are doing Ekavara Abhisheka, Ekadasha Vara Abhisheka, Ekavimshati Vara Abhisheka, Shatabhisheka, Mahabhisheka, Atirudra. You see, look at it. The quantities are being fixed for us depending upon that. And therefore, that we have to imagine that we are all very happy people. And we are on, moreover, whenever we are doing, see, Pitischa, Payascha, Sradhischa me, Sapitischa me. Sapiti means eating in groups. You should not alone be a eater. You should also eat in the company. You know, earlier days, you know that in joint family, all people together sit and finish the lunch or dinner. But these days, when buffet came up, well, things have all changed. Because food becoming stale and stale and stale. Actually, it is said within 3 hours of the cooking of the food, one has to complete. Afterwards, it should not be further. So that's what that achara has been promoted in our Indian tradition very much. But anyway, so here said that, see, you see, Vrihayaha means the paddy, Yava, Masha, I gave you the list of that. Tila is the sesame seeds, and Mudgaha and Kalvaha, Godhumaha is white, I mean the wheat, Masuraha, Priyangavaha, Enavaha, Syamakaha is wonderful. The rich grains, rich paddies, and very, so Nivaraha are bamboo grains. Because Nivara Dhanya is being used for eating by the people living in the forests and in the ashramas, because the Nivara Dhanya eating is a highly sattvic food. It will not encourage Rajas and Tamogunas. Rajoguna, Tamoguna, adashtu control itkondre, Sattvaguna prosperous bandre, and the sadhana will become all right. See, spiritual practices will be really promoting with concentration of mind, whatever, only when we love satvika food. Satvika food and ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಧುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಾಧುನಾ ಅಕರವಂ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಸಾಧು ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಾಧನಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡೋರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಧುಗಳು. We see many sadhus walking from Joshimath to Badrinath, not caring. They only carry nothing except their clothes, minimum clothes, a kamandala and that mantra dandam. When I was going in the car to Badrinath in the month of September and around, I was seeing some sadhus walking all the way. They had no sweater, they had no protection. The body is so strong. That's why Vivekananda used to say that Yogamayam Sariram, Agnimayam Sariram. That's why he used to say that Yogagnimayam Najarana Mrityu Praptasya Yogagnimayam Sariram. Is Vivekananda's often quoted Upanishadic slogan. He used to say, Praptasya Yogagnimayam Sariram. ಈ ಯೋಗಾಗ್ನಿದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರವನ್ನು ತುಂಬಿದರೆ ನಜರಾನ ಮೃತ್ಯು ಶೀತೋಷ್ಣ ದುಃಖ ದುಃಖೇಶು ಸಮಃ. When Krishna told Arjuna, he does mean that it is not only a superior platform lecture which Krishna gave. Platform lecture will be different from the home habits for some people. No, what is true in platform should be true in the house also. Then only they are called. That's why here Nivarasthame, Syamakasthame, Enavasthame, Priyangavasthame, and all that, you observe that all these 38 desires go to the grains grown in the jungles coming from the bamboo trees. That's why they call bamboo trees. So bamboo grains, because in forest only you find number of bamboo grooves, and they know the technique to collect them, and also the phalamoolasinaha. See, when, for example, Anjaneya, Angada, and all of them went into that Swayamprabha Guha, when they met Swayamprabha, then what was that? Swayamprabha permitted all the Vanaras to go and enjoy the phalamoolas available inside the cave. And after eating all that, reducing their hunger, then Swayamprabha asked, who are you? Why have you come? And later that Swayamprabha Yogini, she narrated her story, and later on she helped all the Vanaras to close the eyes. They were there on the bank, on the ocean shore. That's what you find in the Sundarakanda. Kanda ending. So like that, you find that all kinds of grains being present in that. So you observe in the Chamaka Prasnam, you are not only praising, you are asking the food also from the God. And because from food only, all practices grow bright. Something like in Bhagavad Gita also you observe, having spoken so many yogas, in 17th chapter, the penultimate chapter for Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, Krishna talks about the kitchen, talks about the menu, talks about the taste. Amla and Lavana, Madhu, etc. All those Shadrasas, Shadrasopetam means all 6. And what are the good rasas? Which will promote Sattva-guna, which will promote Rajoguna, which promote Tamoguna. So you imagine Krishna is not only a preacher or a priest, but he is also a good cook. He knows what is to be done. Therefore, Krishna, you said, as a Sampurna Avatara. Sampurna Avatara means must have total knowledge. Therefore, he is called Bhagavan. Rudra is a Bhagavan. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. So we have noted who is Bhagavan. Utpattim cha, vinasham cha, bhutanam, agatim gatim, yaha veti vidyam avidyam cha savachyo bhagavan iti. With all these, unless one has got expertise and knowledge in these items of requirements, he will be called as a Bhagavan. Simply calling ourselves as Bhagavan is no good. And we should mean that when it is said like that. I hope you understood the most important fourth Anuvaka, where there is a talk about the food, the grains, the connected things which we require for our smooth run of life upon this earth and next. So you observe, Chamaka Prashna is a very, very meticulous, careful enumeration, fulfilling the requirements for Jivatu of all beings born upon the ground. It is not only human, also animal, because anything in Veda said is connected for the safety, prosperity of animals and men and birds, whether living in forest or in towns or elsewhere, either inside the water, upon the earth, in the air or in the heaven. So to say that there is a sweeping coverage done in our Chamaka Prashnam, which is really to be appreciated for the minds of the great rishis who have taken any and everything into account. That's why now Vishnu, unless one is a rishi, unless one is a Daivamsa, Sambhuta, he cannot be a rishi, he cannot write a kavya. Kavya means sentence. Suptingantam padam vakyam, and vakyam also is called vakya. That means a kavya is an idea. So the idea is very good. I think you'll permit us to go to fifth Anuvaka, where you find some more interesting features in the fifth Anuvaka, where you have more than 30 desires being talking about the environment and the area you live and bhumi upon which you live and the connection that you have got for the earth. Because we say Prithvi Mataha Jauhu Pita. This is the formula for Atharva Veda or Vedas. So Dhyava Prithvi Hagum Saspatam. We make a prayer. Dhyava Prithvi. The Dhyava and Prithvi should help us to get ourselves relieved of the aham, amhas, sins. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಪಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ದೂರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಾಮನ್ ಗಾರು ಎವ್ರಿಗುಂಡಾಲಿ ಭೂದೇವಿ ಅಂಡ್ ನೀಲಾದೇವಿ, ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಆಕಾಶ ದೇವತಾ ನೀಲಾದೇವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀಲಾದೇವಿ ಆಕಾಶ ದೇವತಾ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ನೀಲಾ ಸೂಕ್ತಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಭೂ ಸೂಕ್ತಂ. ಅಭಿಷೇಕ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾವು ರುದ್ರ ಚಮಕ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ವಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್? ಆಡಿಂಗ್ ಭೂ ಸೂಕ್ತ Abhisheka and Neela Sukta. And Neela Suktam is simply small compared to Bhusuktam. Medha Devi Jushamanana Agat Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasya Mana Adun Sukta. Or Bhumirdhenurdharani Lokadharini. Another Bhusukta stone. ಅದರಿಂದ ಆ ಭೂಸೂಕ್ತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ದಟ್ ನೀಲಾದೇವಿ ಯಾರಂದ್ರೆ ನೀಲಾದೇವಿ, ನೀಲಾದೇವಿಯೈ ಚ ವಿದ್ಮಹೇ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಪತ್ನ್ಯೈ ಚ ಧೀಮಹಿ ತನ್ನೋ ನೀಲಾ ಪ್ರಚೋದಯಾತು. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ. ಫುಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್, ಗೋ ಟು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಲು, ಆ ಮಾಲು ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನೇನೋ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಫುಡ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಫುಡ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಫುಡ್ಸು. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ನೆಫ್ರಾಲಜಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಪ್ಯಾಕೆಟ್ ಫುಡ್ಸ್. She always encouraged cooked foods in the house. It was such a nice talk. There are so many people viewing this particular thing, that is the kidney diseases and Indian traditions. She has given a compliment for all Indians because most of the food is prepared in the houses in India, but here most of the food is collected from the shops. Anyway, so the obesity, so many problems comes to people here. But in India, people are lean, active, and energetic. Now let us go to the next Amanubaka. Om Asma Chame Mrittika Chame Hema Vishweswara. Help it is. Asma Chame
Asmachame,
Mrittika Chame Girayas
Mrittikachame, Girayaschame,
Parvatas
Mrittikachame,
Girayas one time enough.
Girayaschame,
Parvatascha Sikatascha
Parvataschame, Shikataschame,
Vanaspatayascha
Vanaspatayaschame,
Hiranyam Chame Ayascha
Hiranyaschame, Ayanchame,
Sisam Chame Trapuscha
Sisanchame, Trapuschame,
Yamam Chame Loham Chame.
Syamanchame, Lohanchame.
So today let us understand this much. So you should not be a selfish person always whenever you make a prayer. So you should talk about the asma. Asma means stones, rocks, boulders, all that hard substances that you see in the ground upon the earth. రాళ్ళు లేకుండా ఇల్లు కట్టలేరు, రాళ్ళు లేకుండా ఫౌండేషన్ వేయలేరు, రాళ్ళు లేకుండా మీ ఇల్లు ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకోలేరు కదండి. కాబట్టి వాట్ వీ షుడ్ డూ, వీ షుడ్ మేక్ ప్రేయర్ దట్ అస్మా, ది స్టోన్స్ మస్ట్ బి ప్రాస్పరస్ by virtue of your sacrifice. Yagnena kalpantam. Not only the stones, but also mrittika chame. Mrittika means earth, bhumi. That's why whenever you want to build a house or till a soil, what you do? Bhupandanam chestar. So that's what Guddili Puja antaru. లేకపోతే ఇలాంటివన్నీ అంటుంటే భూదేవికి నమస్కారం పెట్టాలి. కాబట్టి మృత్తికాచమే, మన్ను లేకపోతే మనం బతకలేము. See, the flats are there. If you are living in a flat like in Bombay on 28th floor, supposing you want small mud, if you come down, you don't find mud at all. You have to drive miles to get the mud. ఎక్కడ చూసినా సిమెంట్ తారు. సో అట్లా కాకుండా మన ఇండియాలో హౌస్ లోపల బయటకు వస్తే మన్ను చిక్కుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రజెంట్ సివిలైజేషన్ లోపల మన చేతికి మన్నే చిక్కదు కదా, వి డోంట్ గెట్ హోల్డ్. బట్ వి మస్ట్ హ్యావ్ దట్ మృత్తికా చమే. వై మృత్తికా? See, any vessel is clean and pure only with mrittika and water. So mrun and apaha. So Subhashram says that ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಣ್ಣಿಂದ ನೀರಿಂದ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಶುದ್ಧಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮೃತ್ತಿಕಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಯಃ ಮೃನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಲೆಂಟಿ. ಅರ್ತ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೇಫ್. సో టు సే దేర్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి ఎనీ అర్త్ క్వేక్స్, ట్రెమర్స్ అలాంటి రాకుండా అర్త్ స్టేబుల్గా ఉందంటే, భూదేవి స్టేబుల్గా ఉంటే మన బిల్డింగ్స్ స్టేబుల్గా ఉంటుంది. సో మృత్తికాచమే అండ్ అగైన్ గిరయశ్చమే పర్వతాశ్చమే. సో నెక్స్ట్ మృత్తిక we have got girayah, small mountains. They are called cliffs, peaks. So the small mountains, big mountains, bigger mountains, like that. Even among mountains, you have got different varieties of mountains. And Parvati's father is called as Parvataraja. He is the chief of all mountains. And Atuvanti Parvataraja yokka putri Parvati, Parashakti, Adishakti, Namaskaram. Therefore, what are the three varieties of that Girayah? Parvataha, small mountains and huge mountains. Himalayona Managadhiraja Purva Parautoya Nidhi Vagahya Stita Prithivya Ivamanadanda. Kumara Sambhavam, Kalidasa, 5th canto, he describes the Himalaya Parvatas. And there, before talking about Parvati, he talks about Himalayan mountain. which stayed as the measuring rod of the earth. Purva Paravyam Manadandaha. Manadanda ante scale. So what is the scale? Which is the limit for our India border? India border, the Himalayan mountain range. Therefore, Purva Para Uttoya Nadhi Vagahya Sthitaha Prithivyaha Manadandaha. Therefore, we have to make appeal to Rudra, who is a Girishaya, is it not? Namaha, Girishaya Namaha, Girishaya Namaha. And therefore, he has married also a Girikanika. So in Mahanyasam, when you are doing that mantras, there Girikanyaka, he has married Girikanyaka and he was enjoying the family life. So no god is left without to be independent. If Narayana and Kesava is there, he is immediately made Madhava. Lakshmi goes and builds a house for Narayana. So he becomes a Madhava. Maya Dhavaha. Similarly, if Vishnu Shiva is doing puja or meditation, then Parvati joins and so is called as a Girisha. And Girija Kanyadhipati is called. So you understand? Parvatascha. And next immediately we have got water places. Sikatascha me vanaspatayascha me. Sikata means sand. Unless the water places are there, the bottoms of the water flows are there, you cannot get sikata, you cannot get sand. So you require asma, mrittika and sikata are most important items for our safe, protected living upon the earth. భూలోకంలో బతకాలి అంటే రాళ్ళు కావాలి, ఇసుక కావాలి, మన్ను కావాలి, అవన్నీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుందంటే గిరి నుంచి పర్వతాల నుంచి వస్తుంటుంది. Actually, when you walk towards Amarnath, towards Badrinath, towards Kedarnath, you see mountains and mountains and mountains. అంత దూరం పోకర్లే, మెడ్రాస్ పోతుంటే వస్తుంటుంది. కాట్పాడి దాటిన తర్వాత పర్వతాలు కనిపిస్తాయి. So in Bangalore, you don't see mountains. And you should cross Katpadi Tarvata, you will have a mountain views. And if you go to Tamil Nadu, full of mountains. But in Karnataka, well, mostly not much. Like that, here we have got to make a prayer, Sikatascha. And next we have got Vanaspatayaha. See, when you talk about the Vanaspatis, you should want a number of plants and herbs and trees. So that's why Vanaspati, Vana is the forest, a grove. Pati is the Lord. So the forest officers, not the human beings. So Shiva is the forest officer chief. The chief forest officer is Rudra. And therefore, Vanaspatayas, and therefore we put a petition to the forest officer par excellence, Rudra, that all the forest wealth must also be safe and procured. So Vanaspatayascha me. And next we have got the metals. Kiranya, Aya, Sisam, Trapu, Syamam, Loham. So this I think I will continue next class, next session. And so imagine the needs of human beings, the luxuries of human beings, all have been accounted in our Chamaka Adhyaya, because we have the authority to do so because we have sufficiently fed with praise and food the great god Rudra. And so we are now going on slowly, asking one by one and all that. Om Swasti. Sahana Bhavatu. Please repeat.
Sahano Bhunattu Sah Veeryam Karavavahe Tejasvi Dhavadi Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Sri Shivanugraho Astu. Om Sarvam Sri Matcharanaravindarpanamastu. Om Tat Satu.
Thank you, Guru.
Namaskara Guru.
Namaste, Guruji. Thank you.
So you love the Chamakam now. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತಾಯಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಏನೇನು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಋಷಿ ಋಣದಿಂದ ಬಾಧಿತರು. ಆದಷ್ಟು ವೇದಾಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಋಷಿ ಋಣ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಿ, ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಋಣ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. చెప్పండి శ్రీనివాస్ గారు, ఎలా ఉంది? Of course we'll meet for Aruna Prashna material.
Yes, sir. This is it's getting all the more interesting, sir. Rudra was something which made us to grill. This is all the more it's juicy.
We don't know many details, is it not?
Yeah. And you, sir, you are able to link many, bring many other things from Tatra Upanishad, other Upanishads, Aruna Prashna. You brought things from Aditya heard them frequently, which is tremendous.
So you will see the connectivity of the entire Vedic Prapancham, the Veda Prapancham, Vedic world, and the applications of Vedic world also, Vedas.
Yes.
Because we are more interested in the applications. So you will have the apparatus, but you know to use the apparatus, is it not? But in America and other Christian countries, they will not provide you ready-made table to your house. The carpenter won't bring. All packed and given the instruction to assemble. Unless you assemble, you don't get the article.
Yes.
Everywhere, this kind of knowledge is demanded outside. But India, we are all spoon-fed. If you go to petrol bunks, 4 people will come running. I will put petrol for you. Here, nobody comes. You are the only petrol server. So things are all, so to say that life is really interesting, provided, not provided, self-providers. Unless otherwise, our life upon the earth is not complete. Is it? Okay, Nana. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskara Guru.
Namaste.
Namaskara Guru. Namaskara.